now the next question is to, well, is there a way to avoid or reduce probate and estate cost?
Yeah, definitely there is some ways where we can reduce the probate cost. As I said, in Ontario it's 1.5%. Over 50,000, I believe. This one they applied to 1.5%. So the probate is whatever goes to the estate that doesn't have a designation, the beneficiary designation, right? So I mentioned a little bit in my first question how we can reduce it a little bit. First thing is the joint tenancy. I spoke about this, and many of us probably here, I know a lot of friends of mine, when they buy a property, they put both names so they can avoid or delay, if you want, right, the payment of the probate when they die and the property is sold in their name. Because when they die, we know what happens. It's going to be sold at fair market value, and this is what they're going to be paid on. So this is one of the things. Second thing, as I said, your RRSPs, your seg funds, your TFSAs, all those products that you can name a beneficiary. The beneficiary bypasses the probate, so it goes straight into the hands of the beneficiary that you're naming on, right? Those are the two main trusts. Of course, trusts as well. It can be designed. There's many types of trusts, living trusts. There's other types of trusts that you can design in a way. And I agree with Shannon. You gotta understand exactly why you're doing it. And one of the things that she mentioned as well, you regain control, because in trust, as the name says, right, you're putting those assets in trust with someone else's hand until the time comes, whether you're living or one after you die. So that's one of the ways you can also reduce probate fees as well. Those are the main things that I think for the normal people like us, those are the main things that they can use probably to reduce. And again, as I'm saying right now, it might be a great idea. Hey, well, let's bypass the probate, right? Let's save this 1.5%. And I agree with you. I agree to a certain extent that when these come into long-term planning or holistic planning, you gotta really understand sometimes what is the best way to get this money to the next generation, even sometimes by paying 1.5%. Because remember, one of the best ways for estate planning is the will. So whatever goes through the will goes to your estate, right? And you have to pay probate taxes on this. What if you need certain assets to go through your estate and pay 1.5%? I'm talking about Ontario. But there's other cases as well where you don't need this asset. You know exactly what you accumulated and where is it going. That's why you put it on a beneficiary, right? So holistically, it has to be looked at. You got to understand what the client's goals are before you decide, oh, let's avoid this 1.5% probate and let's put everything through beneficiaries. So those are the main things that we can reduce the probate, as long as we understand what is it and what is the client's goal that they're trying to achieve, which is the base for me and everything that we do. If we don't understand what the client's trying to do or what their plans are for the future, it's hard to really and effectively manage their estate. As long as we understand these, then we'll be able to really diversify how we're transferring wealth and assets from one generation to the other.
Well, I just have a question that, let's say I have $1.2 million life insurance. So can I suicide and get the money for my children?
Why would you?
You should never do
Careful,
that.
not in the first 2 years, so careful. First 2 years you get nothing.
So after first 2 years, I can suicide? So
Yeah.
I have 10 years gone,
But
so I have a
looking
right
at you,
to
I don't see you suiciding ever. Like, why would you want to do that? Especially you.
So I just came to know that now I have a right to suicide. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so because yesterday when I was talking to one of the very good organizer, Rahat, he's a very less spoken person, and I told Rahat, I don't know, life and death is God's hand. I'm the opener, so if I cannot come today early morning, just have a backup. So Rahat said, no, that's fine. Today morning at 7 o'clock, he called me. And he said, how are you? I said, what happened? He said, no, I just want to check. I said, what? Am I passed away? So that's what Rahat did today. 7 o'clock in the morning that I am alive. So
Checking on you.
anyway, thank you.